Greetings and welcome to a brand new season of American Heroes Outdoors. We've been sharing stories for over 7 years now, true stories of service and sacrifice. To kick off Season 7, we're headed up north to Lake of the Woods to showcase the D.A.V of Minnesota outdoor programs and how they're giving back to our communities and their members in the outdoors.
American Heroes Outdoors shares the stories of our nation's true heroes, a documentation of journey, commitment, struggle, and healing, a glimpse into the sacrifice and bravery of our service men and women.
There he is, baby. There he is.
This is American Heroes Outdoors.
Well, we're here on Lake of the Woods. We are out with the D.A.V Outdoors. We're here in the first week of January. We had a group of guys show up here on Wednesday morning. That was January 8th. We have a group of 11 veterans that came, and we showed up here at the Sportsman's Sleepers Division, and we climbed into the bombers, got all their gear loaded, and they brought us up here, and now we're out here in the middle of the Lake of the Woods. We've got 3 ice houses. 2 of our houses are full of veterans, and all they're doing is fishing right now. Our 3rd house is where we do all the fish cleaning, cooking meals and everything. Our goal is just to have the veterans relax and talk to each other so they're treated like kings when they come up here. We cook all their food for them, we clean their fish, we just let them hang out and have a good time and make whatever they want out of this trip. It is their trip, and we make sure they see it that way and let them enjoy themselves. So the mission of the D.A.V Outdoors is we want to get veterans back into the outdoors and help the ones who can no longer get out there, or the ones who are afraid to get out there on their own, or even the ones who just need to get away and let go of the stresses of life. So we help them get into the outdoors in a therapeutic environment just to let them relax, let their worries go. Everything that there's home is going to be there when they get there. So we let them let that go, and we put them together with people who have been together, who have served in the military, so they can tell those stories and let go of the things they've been holding on to for years that they can't tell their families and friends and people who don't understand what military veterans go through.
We're on the annual Lake of the Woods fishing trip. And I'm fortunate enough that I've been able to make every one of them since I started helping John. This is one of my favorite trips. It's one of everybody's favorite trips, I think, to come on. Bringing up vets that like to go out fishing, but some of them still have issues on getting out to go fishing. So it's a perfect opportunity for these guys, and it's not very often you get one that's unhappy with the way things go or anything, and you've probably seen that yourself. But yeah, it's just a great event. It's a great time, and I wish we could do more of them. Well, when this one is done and the next one before it even starts, we've got one in Leech Lake, but John and the rest of us are already kicking around ideas what we can do for that one. John's busy lining up the menus and things that we're going to cook already for that. So it's just a never-ending process. I mean, he makes all the arrangements for the house rentals and hotels and stuff if we need that. So yeah, it takes a lot of time, and without John we couldn't do it. There's no way. There's no way. I don't think there's anybody that could just step right in and take it over. So he better be around for a long time.
I work for Sportsman's Sleepers. We run the sleeper division of Sportsman's for Sherry and Dan Gibbons. We do everything from moving and setup of all the houses. Check on them routinely throughout the day, make sure they're catching fish and help them out if they're not. Make sure everyone's having a good time.
Marines always look good.
It's been spotty. You know, we're out in 30, 32 foot. You're getting a steady bite, mostly smaller saugers, picking up a lot of occasional keepers in there, wallies in that 14 to 16, 17 inch range.
I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
Oh. Bummer. It was a fish though.
A few throwbacks in the slot, not many big ones. We've seen a few in the upper 20s, but a lot of that 20 to 23.
Oh my God, you want to grab that transducer? I can see him down there. There's a nice fish, but damn cork is stuck in the side. Oh, yeah. Grab that walleye. I think that's a throwback. He's 20 inches.
Big, huh?
Yeah.
You can get him. Ooh, ooh, good catch.
I should play for the Vikings.
Call you Adam.
The D.A.V. we've been taking them out for several years, and we've had them every year, and they always seem to enjoy it and have a really good time. It's a good group to have. They're fun to take out. You ain't gonna get any better stories.
I think he swam over here.
That's the fish you just threw back in. What'd you do that for?
We're back on Lake of the Woods with the Disabled American Veterans of Minnesota outdoor programs. Today we're showcasing Dan STROEING. Dan is a Vietnam veteran who served his country proudly. It's truly evident that Dan's passion for serving his country and being in the outdoors is expounded by his passions for photography and journalism and how he was able to capture those times in the service. Through some medical conditions later on in life, Dan is now vision impaired, but that's not keeping him down as he's out here enjoying the outdoors with the D.A.V. outdoor programs.
I went to Vietnam in 1968. From there I was assigned to Delta Company, and then I spent a year in the jungle. We marched for hours, just everybody was strung out. We were walking along a highway and down from Camp Eagle to this village, and then we got to this place called Phu Loc. At Phu Loc we cordoned off the village, surrounded it, and there were Viet Cong there, because the Viet Cong were coming to all these little villages and getting rice and getting information from the people about where the Americans were. And what the VC would do would stay under a moat that surrounded a big portion of this village, Phu Loc, and a bridge across it, and they would get underwater and breathe through these reeds, and then they'd come up and shoot the Americans. And eventually we threw grenades in there, but that was my first experience in Vietnam. I got out in February of 1970. One night I was in bed and I had to get up, go to the bathroom, and my face was numb. And I said, "Mary, I can't see." And she said, "Well, I'll get your glasses." I said, "No, I think something is worse. I can't see. Everything is dark." At the hospital, they have a stroke team. They came out right away and got me, and I stayed in the hospital for about 3 weeks, and they determined that I did have a stroke. I've done more than I did when I had my eyesight. An example of, I've read more books than I ever had when I could see. And then I had fallen a couple times. They said, "You should apply to the Seeing Eye Dog School in Morristown, New Jersey. And so I filled out all the medical stuff, sent that in, and it didn't take very long and they accepted. With the dog, you can stick your chest up and walk like a normal person, you know, but you got to trust the dog. The cane is a finder. The cane finds the object or the obstacle, where the dog is, you have to trust it, is an avoider. She'll take you around it. You won't have that tactile feeling of finding it with a cane. The Minneapolis VA, they have a support group, and I have like it's called a visor. She's like my advocate for eyesight, and through her I learned of the D.A.V. She said they have outings, you know, outdoor events, and I said I'm interested in that. I saw that the Minnesota D.A.V. had fishing, so I applied for the fishing thing. Somebody called me up and said, hey, you were one of the guys going on the fishing trip to the Lake of the Woods. I didn't know what to expect, but it's been way beyond my expectations, so it's really good. I'm really impressed with the Minneapolis group of VA, the DAV, and you know, the activities. So it's good to connect with new people.
American Heroes Outdoors is brought to you by Scheels, Disabled American Veterans of Minnesota, Smoky Hills Outdoor Store, Skeeter Boats, Woodland Resort, Otter Tail Lakes Country, Yamaha, Ice Castle Fish Houses, S&S Promotional Group, and Wheelers Point Resort. Interested in supporting our mission at American Heroes Outdoors? Go to AmericanHeroesOutdoors.com to nominate your very own hero or drop a donation to support our nation's true heroes.
Well, this evening, it's pretty easy. We're just going to have a little beef stew with some dinner rolls that he's getting buttered over there, so we can warm them up for him. But it's just your basic everyday beef stew is all we got for this evening. Simple, easy, and great on a cold night on the ice.
All right, well, we got hot chow for the men over there, and we're hoping it brings a smile to their face. Usually does. Does me, anyways. All right. Guten Tag.
Guten Tag.
All right.
Someone was delivering. Whoops, didn't see there.
All right, men, some hot chow.
What's the deal?
Let's see, 2, 4, 6, and then I think two extra stew in case they want to divvy up some more. Or... Yeah. All right, we got to get some hot food to the other one.
Enjoy, guys. Thank you.
Enjoy your meal, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully the eel pouts are biting tonight.
So it's been fun. You know, you learn a lot about different programs, and you know, it's just fun talking to guys where they've been, what they've done, and so forth. And some of them in this room here have done far more than I have. That's for sure. You know, so. But it's been a good time. I enjoyed it. I kind of had that apprehension mainly because I thought, well, I'm not really deserving of this sort of thing, you know, because I didn't do that much, you know, not compared to the guys that were in country and saw a lot more than I did. But I decided, okay, well, I'll go, and it's been good. Everybody's, you know, nobody looks down on anybody. Everybody treats everybody fairly and squarely, and it's got no problems with it all. And I think anybody that's out there that wants to, you know, get involved in this certainly should. You know, they'll enjoy it.
We started this back in 2013, and we've got it going and we're continuously growing, but we're still limited on the number of veterans that we can get out. Now our goal is to get as many out as we possibly can. The more veterans we can get out, the more good we're doing. So obviously in the next 5 years, I'd like to see us grow and continue to grow more as much as we can, and maybe get other people involved that can also assist in getting veterans out there. I would say the most rewarding part of it is when you really hit those people that you really make the impact on. You know, we've had veterans who have called in afterwards and said, thank you so much for taking me out there. I was this close to the edge of doing something that I couldn't have taken back, and because of you guys, I'm still here. You know, and there's no better feeling than that, than knowing that you're helping people and you're getting them the support that they need and giving them outlets and showing them how they could be healthy and get outdoors and not cause any other issues. Whether it be through the outdoors program or other programs out there, get the help you need. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. You know, the DAV, we've got several programs where we can get you outdoors, we can get you transportation, we can help you get medical equipment that you need. We have many programs out there, even if it's needing help with filing claims or getting your benefits. Call the DAV, go to davmn.org. The help is there, all you got to do is ask.
We're sharing more stories on our social media pages. Scheels Hometown Heroes, Sunday Service Spotlight, and more. Help us share more stories of our servicemen and women.
We finish off the episode with another Scheels hometown hero, Greg Warren. Join us as we continue to share the stories of our nation's true heroes while helping them heal in the great outdoors.
Welcome to Scheels Hometown Heroes.
Scheels Hometown Heroes is a way for us to say thanks
to those that serve our country and our community,
and are still giving back to others today.
We honor your service by sharing your stories.
From all of us at Scheels, thank you for your service.
This is a pretty exciting morning. We're here at the West Fargo Police Department. We're going to recognize Lieutenant Greg Warren as our hometown hero. Good morning, Greg.
Who are you?
I'm John Burt.
John, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Big surprise?
Yeah, we're supposed to be doing a birthday party for
this is about you.
And it's a
This is about you.
Really?
Yes. So I'm here on behalf of Scheels. We'd like to recognize you as our hometown hero. We want to thank you for your service and for all you do for our community.
Cool.
Appreciate it very much.
Jamestown, North Dakota, where it all started. Born there in '51, and Mom was a stay-at-home mom. Our dad went into law enforcement and actually worked for the police department for a number of years before transferring over to the Stutsman County Sheriff's Department. My dad is my hero, and Mom's right next to him with everything that he taught us. Died at an early age. It's unfortunate, but what we got out of him in those years is incredible. And I carry a lot of that with me today.
We actually met at the police department. He was a patrolman, and I was hired as a part-time dispatcher and part-time clerk of court. And then he was a sergeant, and from there he went into investigations, and from there he became a lieutenant.
And she later went to Concordia, raising our kids, and life was just going 100 miles an hour. Just like, am I going to stay here? Am I going to leave? What am I going to do? I worked 19 years of patrol here. I started to work investigations part-time when we had enough staff on, and position opened up. And I keep reiterating to myself of how fortunate I have been to work with the people that I've worked with in the past. Detectives, this whole area, it's incredible people.
Just about 13 years ago, I began working as chaplain here at West Fargo Police Department. And it was through that relationship with the PD that I met Greg Warren. Incredibly winsome guy, just a lot of fun. But the more I got to know him, just a real depth about this guy. He grew up in a law enforcement family. And I think that really impacted just the way he looked at his community. This guy is like glue that keeps this department together. He's an amazing guy, takes his work very seriously, a really smart guy. But because of his many years here, he has so many connections that I think really make a difference in the work that he does. He is so good at building relationships and keeping those relationships strong.
The fact that he's devoted his entire life, over 40 years to serving our public and being in the police department. He leads our troops that are out there every day investigating the crimes to make sure that people are held accountable and that our city remains an extremely safe city for our public to live in. And so for someone to devote that many years just really shows the type of person they are, that rather than retiring, he's still showing up with a smile every day and does his best to get out there and to lead by example and to make sure this is a great community where he's raised his entire family and where they still remain.
One of the things that Greg and I have is a very, very close relationship. And there is never a day that goes by that we don't kiss each other in the morning and just say we love each other, because you don't know what's going to happen, especially when you're married into law enforcement. So my best advice to spouses that are out there, love your families.
I wouldn't be sitting here today still working here if it wasn't for her kind of prodding a little bit and going, what do you really want to do? Well, I'm not ready to stop doing this. I'm really, really, really lucky for the life that I've had and with the people that I've had it with. It's pretty big deal. Yeah.
Well, that was pretty special. Well, that's it for this week's show. Join us next week as Colonel Scott St. Sauver takes us up north to hunt some cranes. Watch as this show unfolds and turns into something so much more. Thank you for joining.